Baba Vanga, the blind mystic from Bulgaria, spoke not merely of events, but of currents flowing beneath the surface of our waking world. They called her the Nostradamus of the Balkans, a woman who saw the unseen, charting streams of destiny that have captivated souls across generations. From the tragic echoes of 9/11 to the tectonic shifts of Brexit, her prophecies have sparked both wonder and a quiet, unsettling dread. As we journey deeper into this present year, the whispers of Baba Vanga's foretellings for our time are drawing increasing, almost fearful attention. These visions, shrouded in ancient mystery, offer fleeting glimpses into a future that pulses with the heartbeat of upheaval and profound transformation. Experts and sensitives alike are feeling profound reorientations in global consciousness, intensified climate symphonies, and crises that challenge our perceived reality. Have you ever felt that something beyond our immediate perception is already moving, orchestrating events for a purpose yet unrevealed? What exactly did Baba Vanga foresee, not just for the turning of this year, but for the profound revelations that might await us in 2026? Let us step through the veil of her cryptic visions. One of Baba Vanga's most chilling visions for this era speaks of a massive earthquake striking the US with unprecedented, devastating force. A tremor so powerful it could, in its vastness, alter the very course of the Mississippi River, a lifeline woven into the nation's history. Scientific minds also note this year's potential for significant seismic awakening across the United States, aligning eerily with the mystic's ancient warnings. While some argue her prophecies drift in generality, the assertion of the Mississippi River changing carries undeniable historical weight. The river has an ancient history of shifting paths, even reversing its flow during the powerful New Madrid quakes of 1811 and 1812. A recent 4.8 magnitude tremor near New Jersey left the river untouched. But was that merely a gentle nudge, a prelude to a grander tremor? If we attune ourselves to recent reports hinting at a potential 6.0 magnitude earthquake along the San Andreas fault, Baba Vanga's prophecy lingers with a haunting, almost suffocating relevance in the minds of those who listen. The New York Post, in April 2024, whispered of remote sections of California's San Andreas fault, known cradles of major earthquakes, potentially experiencing significant, catastrophic tremors very soon. Consider the Parkfield area in Monterey County, a place where the earth traditionally awakens, with a magnitude 6 or greater quake reliably every 22 years, like a clockwork of destruction. Yet, it has remained completely silent since 2004, a terrifying silence now stretching 14 years past its usual cycle. Seismologists, listening intently to the Earth's heartbeat, have detected unusual, erratic seismic activity along the fault, suggesting a major awakening. A catastrophic rupture could happen as early as this very year. A sobering study published in Frontiers in Earth Science paints a vivid, apocalyptic picture of widespread effects should a 6.0 magnitude earthquake stir. The very ground would hum, and concrete structures would shudder and crack. Services vital to our modern lives, electricity, water grids, communications, could be abruptly and completely silenced. Massive landslides might redefine the hilly landscapes, tearing through communities and erasing everything in their path. The spiritual toll on affected communities could necessitate a lengthy period of healing. Dismissing this feels akin to ignoring the earth itself. Could these tremors be but precursors, a mere prelude to a much deeper awakening or upheaval promised for the shadow of 2026? But the Earth's crust is not the only foundation fracturing. Decades before the first wireless signals filled the air, Baba Vanga envisioned a different kind of web, a global tapestry woven entirely from invisible information, destined to unite humanity in unprecedented, unimaginable ways. Her cryptic visions foresaw a time when vast oceans of knowledge would be accessible in a mere instant, reshaping communication, learning, and commerce. Furthermore, she whispered of machines that would eventually weave themselves into our daily lives, challenging humanity's very place in the natural order. Today, That foresight regarding artificial intelligence resonates with an eerie, almost terrifying clarity as we approach the threshold of 2026. Yet the digital unity she foresaw is already tearing at the seams. A silent, invisible Cold War is rapidly intensifying. Recently, OpenAI drew a definitive digital boundary, officially restricting users from mainland China from accessing its powerful creations. This unprecedented move, echoing amidst rising geopolitical currents, illuminates a massive growing divide in the global tech landscape. As nations drift further apart in the very essence of technological development, we see a chilling fulfillment of her ancient warnings. Washington that the very tools meant to unite us might also sow discord. But the invisible threat goes far deeper than corporate politics. Long before her passing in 1996, Vanga astonishingly predicted an upsurge in malicious attacks on critical, life-sustaining infrastructure. Today, that nightmare is our reality. Recently, a massive data set containing sensitive information for over 70 million AT&T account holders was discovered entirely exposed on the dark web. A devastating breach of our interconnected, fragile world. As major tech companies repeatedly reveal substantial cybersecurity breaches, our digital souls have never been more vulnerable to the unseen. The cyber landscape Baba Vanga predicted serves as a terrifying reminder of the unseen wars fighting for our data, a struggle intensifying relentlessly towards 2026. But the invisible wars fought in the shadows of the internet are merely a reflection of the physical world's crumbling order. Baba Vanga's prophetic legacy includes profound, terrifying insights into the intricate dance of international politics, whispers that spoke of nations rising and falling. She possessed an inherent ability to perceive the cyclical nature of power, reflecting a deep awareness that no empire, no matter how grand, holds sway forever. For this very era, she foretold a period of unprecedented global instability. A particularly shocking prophecy emerged from the depths of her visions, a chilling warning that speaks of a fellow countryman turning against the Russian leadership, a shadow of betrayal from within. This possibility takes on a somber, terrifying hue, given the enduring, grueling conflicts and geopolitical unrest currently gripping the borders of Eastern Europe. The blind mystic believed that the sudden fall of such an influential leader would ripple across the globe, seeding a cascade of further instability. But the shadow of her visions stretches further. She prophesied a sudden, catastrophic rise in acts of terror across the European continent. And even more ominously, she suggested that an unnamed nation might unleash the horrors of biological weapons from the darkness. A silent, invisible enemy that respects no borders and leaves no physical craters, painting a grim picture of global security. These warnings emerged during a period of heightened international tension, a dark cloud stretching relentlessly towards the fateful threshold of 2026. Skeptics often demand proof of her political foresight, yet her ability to perceive critical moments was undeniable when she turned her inner eye toward Europe. Years in advance, she prophesied that the continent would experience a profound transformation by 2016, no longer existing in its unified form. On June 23, 2016, this cryptic prediction became a stark reality when the United Kingdom voted to exit the European Union, a move known as Brexit. This decision fundamentally altered the framework of European unity. It leaves us to wonder with quiet dread, what other grand unravelings are destined for 2026? Yet, amidst the political chaos and crumbling borders, she also saw light. Baba Vanga cast her gaze upon the future of medicine and human health. She envisioned a miraculous era where groundbreaking medical advancements would one day banish devastating afflictions like cancer and Alzheimer's entirely from our world. Though it sounds like a dream woven from science fiction, Russian scientists are reportedly nearing the development of a revolutionary cancer vaccine. Simultaneously, a DNA-based lung cancer vaccine has received substantial funding from the University of Oxford, promising the initial production of thousands of doses. As we move deeper into this decade, there is a palpable feeling that a profound medical miracle may be just around the corner. But the universe is a delicate scale, and it demands balance. Her visions also carried a somber, terrifying warning from the unseen world. She prophesied that as old illnesses fall, new, mysterious diseases and pandemics will appear from the shadows, catching humanity completely off guard. These warnings illuminate a deep vulnerability, suggesting that our medical progress will eventually face a severe test of our collective spirit by 2026. Furthermore, Baba Vanga's prophetic sight was not limited to the grand global stage. Her visions intertwined intimately with the inescapable threads of personal destiny. She demonstrated this by chillingly foretelling the precise day of her own death, predicting she would leave this mortal coil on August 11th, 1996. Her prediction came true with absolute, haunting precision, a testament to her profound connection to the unyielding weave of time itself. Even more disturbing was a vision she shared in 1969 regarding a powerful prime minister, warning cryptically that the dress will destroy her. Former Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was guiding her country through incredibly turbulent times, marked by religious conflict and deep political division. In October 1984, she was tragically assassinated by her own guards. On that fatal day, she wore a vibrant, saffron-colored sari, an orange-yellow dress, eventually consumed by the smoke and fire of her violent end. Such precise details leave one questioning the intricate design of fate. Undoubtedly, Baba Vanga's prophecies have sparked much reflection and a deep, sometimes unsettling, speculation about the fragility of our existence. As we enter the second half of this decade, it is time to examine her other ominous predictions, not just for the immediate future, but for the profound implications that cast their long, scorching shadows towards the fateful threshold of 2026. Baba Vanga's chilling forecast for this era has already begun its slow, inevitable unfurling. And the reality is deeply disturbing. As things stand, it appears that the famous mystic was shockingly accurate when she predicted a series of extreme weather events and devastating natural disasters for this year. The planet itself is already grappling with unprecedented climatic extremes. The possibility of what may still lie ahead, especially as these elemental energies intensify towards 2026, is truly frightening. Recent results from an extensive study show that these ancient prophecies are beginning to violently manifest in our modern world. According to the data, the frequency of global heat waves has surged by an astounding 67%. The highest temperatures recorded during these waves have surpassed records set 40 years ago, while suffocating heat domes have expanded significantly. Global heat waves are now much longer, exposing millions to prolonged extreme heat. This aligns perfectly with her troubling predictions. Alarmingly, experts forecast that this year will go down in history as one of the hottest on record, setting the stage for deeper terrors. But a particularly disturbing prophecy from Baba Vanga went far beyond the weather. It involved the Earth's very orbit subtly shifting, a movement she suggested could trigger a catastrophic chain reaction. These revelations send ripples of profound concern around the scientific world. What if these shifts are not mere natural phenomena, but a prelude to a greater, divinely ordained transformation hinted at for 2026? Yet, as we peer through the terrifying darkness of 2026, Baba Vanga's visions also offer startling, almost unbelievable glimpses of redemption. She predicted that between 2025 and 2028, a period encompassing this very threshold, humanity would achieve a monumental miracle. Through radical agricultural evolution and unknown technological leaps, the seemingly insurmountable global hunger problem would finally be solved, a testament to humanity's enduring spirit. Yet this victory over starvation is merely one piece of a vast, divine mosaic. Looking further into the distant future, Baba Vanga predicted profound shifts in global power and cultural demographics. By the year 2043, she foretold a complete restructuring of the old world. She prophesied that Islamic rule would spread across Europe, a vision suggesting a future where borders dissolve, old alliances crumble, and civilizations assimilate under powerful new religious and political currents. Time, in Baba Vanga's prophecies, moves like a relentless, sweeping tide, and the pendulum of ideology never stops swinging. By the year 2076, her inner eye saw the return of a forgotten ghost. She prophesied that communism would make a triumphant return, a world entirely reorganized into a classless, collective society, echoing the turbulent ideologies of the 20th century on a global scale. Whether this represents a utopian era of absolute equality or a dystopian loss of human individualism remains shrouded in the mists of time. But these immense political and social shifts are merely the infancy of humanity's true, terrifying cosmic journey. Because as her inner eye gazed past the centuries, she saw humanity breaching the very boundaries of linear existence itself. Most intriguingly, and perhaps most dangerously, by the year 2304, she anticipated that humans would have finally mastered time travel, a profound, godlike achievement that threatens to tear the very fabric of our reality, opening doors that can never, ever be closed again. But the consequences of playing God are always severe. By the year 2341, her prophecies take a remarkably dark and cautionary turn. She warned that our own hubris would unleash devastating, man-made natural disasters of unprecedented scale and ferocity. Cataclysms so severe and widespread that they could render our ancestral home completely uninhabitable for future generations. A sobering contemplation on our legacy, forcing the remnants of humanity to flee into the cold, unforgiving cosmos to survive. Yet even in the darkest voids, the human spirit endures. Her visions leaped forward an unimaginable distance to the year 4324. She foresaw a timeline where mankind achieves the ultimate scientific pinnacle: absolute, unbreakable biological immortality. In this distant era, she also predicted our assimilation with extraterrestrial life, a profound cosmic merging of civilizations and intelligences. And perhaps her most profound, incomprehensible claim for this era, establishing direct, undeniable communication with God, a spiritual apex where the created finally speaks face to face with the Creator, transcending all physical laws. But as with every beginning woven into the grand tapestry of reality, there must inevitably be an end. And if we are to believe the chilling finality of Baba Vanga's sight, the final chapter of the world will permanently and completely close in the year 5079, the end of all things. These are but fragments of a vast, divine mosaic, glimpsed through a blind mystic's unseeing eyes. What do your thoughts dwell upon when hearing these whispers? Have you ever felt the subtle stirrings of the unseen, guiding us towards an inevitable unfolding? What does your own spirit sense for the rapidly approaching, shadowed threshold of 2026? The year 2026 is not merely a date on a calendar, it is a convergence point, a historical and spiritual nexus, a nexus where all of Baba Vanga's most terrifying and profound warnings collide. The stirring heartbeat of the shifting earth, the fracturing of our digital unity, the violent shifting sands of global power, and the sudden emergence of new biological terrors. All these chaotic currents are rushing towards a singular, inevitable waterfall in the river of time. The prophecies are no longer distant echoes. They are the roaring reality of our present. 2026 is foretold to be the year the great veil finally lifts from our eyes. For centuries, humanity has walked in a state of spiritual slumber, blind to the true, unseen forces orchestrating our collective destiny. The blind mystics saw this awakening clearly. As the physical world trembles, a profound reorientation of global consciousness is being forced upon us. The compass of human morality and spiritual direction is spinning wildly. Ancient mysteries are bleeding into our modern, hyper-connected reality. We can no longer hide behind the false security of our technology, But within this chaotic crucible, there is a seed of profound transformation. This upheaval is not simply meant for our destruction. It is an invitation to awaken from the illusion of separation. Those who are sensitive to these shifting energies are already preparing. They are shedding the heavy burdens of fear and division. Because when the veil truly lifts in 2026, the truth of our existence will be undeniable. We will witness the interconnected design of fate. The pendulum of time swings with an unstoppable, crushing momentum. We cannot halt the Earth's orbit, nor can we rewind the clock. What we can do is prepare our spiritual foundations. Let these prophecies not merely be tales of inevitable doom, but an urgent, sacred call to arms. A call to open our inner eyes, just as the Nostradamus of the Balkans did, and face the coming dawn of 2026 with unwavering clarity. Ultimately, the prophecies of Baba Vanga are not meant to paralyze us with an inescapable, suffocating fear of the unknown. Rather, they serve as a harsh, unyielding mirror, reflecting the grave consequences of our collective actions and our technological hubris. As the shadowed, highly anticipated year of 2026 draws closer, these warning signs are no longer hidden in cryptic, ancient visions. They are being written in real time, vibrating violently in the trembling earth beneath our very feet. They are exposed in the fracturing, vulnerable lines of our digital existence and stolen identities, and they are broadcasted loudly in the shifting, unpredictable tides of global power and political decay. Whether you believe Baba Vanga was a true mystic touched directly by the divine hand of fate, or merely a brilliant, highly intuitive observer of human nature and historical cycles, the undeniable truth is that her ancient warnings resonate perfectly with the deepest, quietest anxieties of our modern age. The veil is thinning rapidly. The profound currents she felt flowing beneath the surface are now crashing violently against our shores. So we ask you, what do your own instincts tell you about the future we are blindly racing towards? Have you felt the quiet, unsettling urgings of a destiny unfolding? A distinct shift in the spiritual weight of the world? Leave your thoughts, your deepest fears, and your own personal visions for 2026 in the comments below. We are listening. If this journey through the unseen has awakened something within you, share this message and subscribe for more explorations into the unknown. Until next time, keep your inner eyes open. The future is watching us.